I'm Ronnie of Dragon Billiards, and today we're going to cover a couple different aiming systems. So the first aiming system we're going to cover today is the ghost ball aiming system. So when you come to line up your shot, rather than just looking at the shot and thinking, oh, I'm going to hit right there, instead we're going to use ghost ball aiming, which what we do there is imagine another ball right where you need to make contact for that ball to go in. So if we line up this shot, we need to make contact right here. So we imagine another ball right at that spot where that ball needs to make contact. And that's where we need our cue ball to be delivered for that shot to go in. Now that works from just about any angle. Works from any angle. You can use this on any shot. So for example, down here, even if they're set up in a straight line, we line up that ball to go in. Imagine another ball directly there where it needs to make contact. And that's where we need to deliver our cue ball. It's a fairly reliable aiming system, but the other system we're going to cover today is fractional ball aiming. So the way that works is imagine what you're going to see when these two balls make contact. For example, if I can find my little tools here to demonstrate. Can't find my tools, so we'll use for this example, with this shot, imagine the ghost ball if you need to, where it's going to make contact, but then imagine what you're going to see from your angle when you're looking at these balls. So with that being a straight on shot, these two balls are going to be like this. It's going to be a full ball hit. So the different shots that we're going to cover today are going to be a full ball hit, a half ball hit, and a quarter ball hit. I'm sorry, it's going to be a full ball hit, half ball hit, and then we're going to cover half ball full and half ball thin. So for the next shot we're going to cover the half ball shot. Get down, and when I get down and look at these two, sending it straight across that same point right here, what you're going to see is half of these balls are going to be in contact at the same time. So you'll see half of the ball outside of the six ball. So when I get down to look at this, the middle of my cue ball is at the edge of the six ball. So half the ball should make contact and the shot goes in. Now the two that we were talking about before are half ball full and half ball thin, which essentially are a 3/4 ball hit and a quarter ball hit. So if that ball were in the same spot, and I were to have to hit it a little fuller, when I get down and look at this shot, I've got about 3/4 of this cue ball intersecting with that 6 ball, or half ball full. Now the last shot we're gonna cover is gonna be the half ball thin, which same thing as the half ball full, just opposite. It's a little bit more, or a little bit less than a half ball hit, or about 1/4 of the ball. So when I get down and look at this shot, about 1/4 of my cue ball is gonna hit that 6 ball, so the shot should drop. I find this to be a lot more reliable of an aiming system than the ghost ball for myself. Just to give you an idea what those last 2 shots looked like, the half ball full, where we made more contact, looked about like that, where about 1/4 of the ball was sticking out. Now the half ball thin looked about like this, where about 1/4 of the cue ball was still behind the 8 ball. And this can be used just like the other system, any shot. Say we set it here, same thing. If I look at these, well, I need that ball to be delivered across this point here. Okay, well right here, when I get down and look at it, the entirety of my cue ball is hitting that 8 ball. So this would be a full ball hit. And now if we move one to the right, that would be a half ball full hit, because about when I get down and look at this, about 3/4 of my cue ball is making contact with that 3 ball. And it doesn't matter what direction we're moving. I know I've been demonstrating them all to the right, but even if we move to the left, so we have our full ball hit here, one to the left is going to be the same as one to the right. It's going to be our half ball full hit, or about 3/4. Move one to the left, when I get down and look at it, well, half of my cue ball is overlapping that 3 ball, so half ball hit, shot drops. And so on and so forth. We continue even further. We get our half ball thin. Now if we move over here, these 2 are just barely making contact. If I deliver across this point, when I look at it, my cue ball is just barely making contact with that 3 ball. And I, of course, missed it completely. Try that again. Get down, line it up, just barely making contact with that 3 ball. There. So those are 2 more reliable aiming systems than just using feel.